Margaret Ann Windsor, and this is one of the mind control murders that was done in Pattern. Just since I've been up in Roanoke, they've been done all over the world, but and all over the United States. But these are the ones that were just a couple of them that were associated with Virginia Tech and Blacksburg to the south of me here in Roanoke, and then University of Virginia is to the north in Charlottesville, about 65 miles, I guess. Fort Hood shooter was a psychiatrist, and I'm showing my feet, aren't I? Well, I just got filled full of formaldehyde, so last night my room's toxic, so maybe you'll understand. It's hard to. I didn't open my eyes. Didn't open my eyes. I didn't couldn't close them. Is it all night long? I've been around formaldehyde when I tried to go out and camp, and it's illegal to get fresh air. I'm allergic to chemicals, so they've used that against me, my illness, and they've run me with it. When I'm allergic to chemicals, it's an immune disorder, and when certain fumes, I inhale them. Um, my immune system attacks itself and causes mass inflammation. And over the years, my environment and housing, when I had it, was controlled. And my room or apartment was toxic. And I've been forced to inhale this. The only way is you have to get away from it. So if it's where you live, you can't get it. You either leave or suffer the consequences. So anyway, last night I had formaldehyde pumped in on me, and my eyelids opened, and I couldn't sleep, period. And my kidneys over the last few days have been shutting down, and I wondered if I was getting salt or making my legs swell and couldn't use the bathroom. Well, no, it's the formaldehyde. So try talking to anybody when you got law enforcement and everybody involved in it. I wrote a book, medical malpractice book, 76 to 80. Had antifreeze put in me April Fool's Day of 80. Letter from the FBI, June the 23rd of 79. The book was called MD, A License to Kill. Now, this man was a psychiatrist. He graduated from Virginia Tech and went on, I've forgotten where, to get his degree in psychiatry. He's facing the death penalty, I guess. This is another one here, and this is Hattie Childs, and I hope her father doesn't mind me putting this in here, and her friend David Metzler, excuse me. They were both students at Tech, and they were shot in the Jefferson National Forest. That's where I lived for a long time, not a little further up here where I am now in Troutville. I lived on the trail and starved and froze and you name it. And I used to think I knew every crack and rock in the whole area there. And everybody watched it. Her parents have a home, a nice home near here. And they had to have seen me walking up and down the side of the road. They certainly knew about me. And then this happened about a month or 2 months after this happened. This was the end of August of '09, and I guess Morgan's murder and abduction. She was abducted from a Metallica concert at the University of Virginia, but was a student at Blacksburg, Virginia Tech. The thing that bothers me is I don't understand why psychiatrists have not weighed in on this. They've gone along with, they have to know about mind control murders, and in no way is it connected to mental illness, and that's what they're doing to people, and people don't, they're pouring so much money into Virginia now under the guise of helping kids in school, and when these kids, it's mass modifying their behavior and programming them. They can program to shoot, to do anything, their decision making, make it for them. They have no idea, and what would they do? If they found out they were programmed, where would they go? To a psychiatrist who'd have them locked up and feed them psychotic drugs like they're doing to this man. You know, people just don't want to hear this. I don't know what it is. Do you love to hate? This man's a victim, just like the ones that died. He didn't mean it. When they talk about like the Native American and the shooting at the school yesterday, it's not his name in this one. It's usually the patterns or it's a synchronicity and it's like a database. And usually it's in the person's name. And in this instance, he's Native American, and he was elected homecoming prince in football season this season. And then I get back to trying to show just a connection to here. My father, I hope I didn't put it on this one already, is King Edward VIII. And my grandfather, King George. And this is the illegal monarch most people love. She's a fraud. She's nobody's monarch, legal monarch. She's enjoying all the benefits while she gave Great Britain away. Her father's this man that helped kidnap me with the New World Order, the Illuminati, George VI, who's illegal. Roosevelt, president, he helped in my kidnapping. By the way, this was in 1939 when my uncle went to Canada and all that. He had hijacked it from his own brother. My father was married to Claudia Ruth O'Keeffe, sister to artist George O'Keeffe, an American. So a 99-year seal put on my birth and his illegal takedown. And this woman, there's no words to describe her selling out my country. And my father, and she's never made an effort. She went during the shootings, mass shootings at Virginia Tech, April the 16th of '07. I'm living on the Appalachian Trail, freezing and starving. The state of Virginia paid this woman to come here. She went right through here, and that's when the shootings, about the time the shootings right after they happened. So I don't know what else I was going to tell. I was really going to show Larry Flint. I was flown to his home because he was shot in Lawrenceville, Georgia. When I was doing the book, 76 to 80, I had antifreeze put in April Fool Day of 80, and carried across the state line illegally. It was months of hell. I should have died. And I worked for the district attorney, Fred Simpson, in Huntsville, Alabama. That's NASA, where the Space Center, Von Braun Space Center, and all of it began here in the States anyway. But Larry Flint, the guy, was programmed to shoot him, and he actually says that one of the doctors I wrote about, McDonald, was responsible for his shooting. Well, they were into programming. This is an April '84 issue. I was given the name of Peggy Ann Dempsey. I'm Victoria's second legal heir to the British Crown. And there's a seal put on my dad's takedown and my birth, a 99-year seal, which should tell anybody something. So this is the name given me, Peggy Ann Dempsey. Birth date is marked through because it didn't jive with the one they gave me when they brought me over. And they did it to Carl. Both were dead. They were killed by their mother. This is the woman I grew up having to call mother. Can you believe it? Carl had a death certificate. Of course, the doctor never saw him. He was murdered in the winter and put in a box, and that was it. And then she was fed, Peggy was fed to the pigs. Actually, she was. And then I was brought in, I assume, at Cortland Air Base, Army Air Base, it was just built, and that's how they dropped me off in Moulton, Alabama. And Joe Kennedy was ambassador to England until they kicked him out. He was part of my kidnapping. That's JFK's father. And, I know that the Kennedys flew in and out. I don't know if they were, I know they were part of my kidnapping, let me put it that way. I just wanted to go over a couple of more of the murders. The Hannah Graham, which I am so sad, they found her body. And it's connected through the patterns into the agency that's deliberately done these mind control murders since, oh my gosh, 70. I just didn't know the mechanism used until 76. So anyway, my